welcome to episode, I have absolutely no idea, so we're going to call it the Vogue episode of the Modern Skein podcast. My name is Sharon Graff, and normally I don't sound like this, but I lost my voice at Vogue because there were so many amazing people to talk to and just so much fun. So, my normal introduction is, hi, this is Sharon Graff, and I'm the owner of the Modern Skein, which is a yarn shop here in Montgomery, Texas. You may notice I don't have the wall of wool behind me because I'm filming actually not from the shop, but from my little home office. So you have the sheep picture that you see behind me. This is my little yarny goodness space, and rather than hauling the giant suitcase full of yarn up to the shop and back, with me losing my voice and sneezing and coughing and all that fun stuff, I figured it would be just a good idea to go ahead and film from my home and share the amazing goodies with you, since they don't really go in the shop anyway. This is kind of a bonus episode, if you will. So it's the Vogue episode. So, apologies ahead of time for any sneezing, coughing, ickiness. I will try to edit all of that out and just not do it in the beginning. So if you're joining in, this is probably going to be a little bit longer than usual episode. So grab you a cup of coffee like I have. This coffee cup looks huge. I think it's just the perspective, because it's a large coffee cup, but it's not like massive. Like it's big as my head. No. Okay. Let's get started. So, normally I start off my episodes, if you watch some previous episodes, if you're that's what I forgot too. See, it's this bonus episode. It's throwing me all off. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back, and thank you so much for sticking around. And if you're a new viewer, perhaps you picked up a pin or a business card of mine while we were at Vogue, or I chatted with you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I really do hope you'll stick around. So, as you might notice, I am wearing my turtle dove. I will stand up. Didn't mean to hit the desk. Okay. Hold on. This is my turtle dove. This is a free pattern by Espace Tricot, who I got to meet Melissa and Lisa, and Melissa wrote this pattern called the Turtle Dove. I got to meet Melissa and Lisa at Vogue, and they are genuinely the most sweetest, kind people I've ever met. They are just as super down to earth as you would think from their podcast, and genuinely just took the time to talk for, a long time with me and Josh, and it was really, really sweet, and I thank you both from the bottom of my heart, and Josh too. It was really great to hear your thoughts and encouragement for a fairly newbie shop owner such as myself, compared to you guys, been in it for quite a while. Okay, so yes, this is the Turtle Dove. This is a free pattern by Espace Tricot. You can search on Ravelry for Turtle Dove, and it will come up. I knit mine out of the recommended yarn, which is Woolfolk Luft. Had to think. Is it Woolfolk Far? No, it's Woolfolk Luft. I believe this is the colorway number L8. I believe that some people call it the mauve. I would call it a taupe with a barely hint of a purple undertone. I would not call this mauve. My opinion, but it's my opinion. Because you know me, I don't really wear pink. I stick with grays and navy blues for the most part. Although a really fun thing that happened while at Vogue was I got to go to a lecture by Stephen West, and I was wearing my Texture Time shawl, which if you've been to the shop or seen my Texture Time, you know it is pink and purple and lavender and like a blush pink. There's a lot of colors that I don't normally wear in that piece knitted up, but it is a beautiful, stunning piece. It reminds me of a butterfly. And he saw it and he was like, oh my gosh, when I start talking about texture time, I want you to come up. And so he called me up on stage. I mean, it wasn't really a stage, but called me up to the front. I showed the texture time, and he was like, your colors are amazing. And I said, thanks. I really don't like pink. And he just kind of looked at me like, you know, like, you're joking. Yeah, I don't like pink and yet everything. I said, no, I'm serious. I really don't like pink. He's like, but you like this. I said, oh, I love this. This is gorgeous. He just started laughing, and then he remembered me the next day when I went for an autograph. So it was funny. Anyway, what am I going to do? Yes, we're going to talk about my hair looks. We're not going to talk about my hair, although this looks like I have a feather sticking up. It's not. It's eucalyptus. I'm going to talk about the projects that I brought with me to Vogue first to work on during my off time and on the plane. I brought 3 projects in total. Yes, I brought 3 projects in total. No, I brought 3 projects in total, and I really only actually ever worked on 2 of them. My first one, I don't remember if I had shown you this on the last podcast or not. Great. On the last podcast or not, but I am knitting up a What the Fade pattern by Andrew Mowry, which is a shawl. So it's the second of the fade shawls that she put out. She has Find Your Fade, which is the original, What the Fade, which is like number 2, and Free Your Fade, which is number 3 and happens to be the smallest. What the Fade is actually bigger than Free Your Fade, only because you're using up, you use more yarn, I feel, because you're using up almost the entire 6 skeins, whereas Find Your Fade, it is 7 colors, but there's the first 2 colors you don't use a ton of. You still have generous, you know, most of a skein or half a skein left over when you're done. Whereas this you use up, I think, close to 320 to 340 of a 400 skein, 400 yard skein in total. So I am almost done with this brioche section, which is the first part. If I was holding up the finished shawl, this is how I would be holding it. And so you can see we fade out. I have a lot of natural light in here, and it's kind of messing with my lighting. But we start with this is, how can I do this? Trying to not hit the microphone. Let me move that for a second. Okay, so you can see here we start off with antique leather. This is by Red Stag Fiber. And then it fades into this color, which is Honeycomb by Ching Fibers. And then I'm almost done with this, which is Dijon by Hedgehog Fibers. And then because this is brioche, so that's the 3 first colors. The second 3 colors, which are fading on the back side, this is Cereal by Hedgehog Fiber. And then we move into Juniper by Hedgehog Fiber, which is like a gray speckle. And then lastly, we move into Hawk, which is a darker gray speckle. So it's kind of neat. I'm actually fading from a tonal, mostly tonal solid, into a more variegated tonal, into a lightly speckled, more speckles, into a heavy speckled. So it's kind of almost a, not just a color fade, but a speckled fade as well. So once you get past the brioche section in this pattern, then it moves on to garter stitch for the remainder of the pattern. So it'll be interesting to see how fast that gets off my needles. I started out with the month of January. This is digressing slightly. I started out the month of January not really having any knitting goals, and I can kind of tell my knitting almost, not that it took a back seat, but I feel like there was nothing driving me to want to knit. So I am going to take the next few days to kind of figure out some knitting goals for myself. Especially I've been re-inspired by Vogue, and everything like that. To get some works in progress off the needles and to set some more knitting goals or accomplishments that I want to achieve in my knitting to help keep me motivated and going with my knitting. And this hair is bugging me today, so bear with me. Okay, so that was project number 1 that I worked on. I worked on that mostly at night. And on the plane ride up there and in the Starbucks line. I had that one in my purse almost all the time, and there was a pretty decent line for Starbucks in the morning, and so I would get sometimes 2 full, so 4 passes in brioche, so 2 full brioche rows done in the Starbucks line. It moved really fast, but there was just a ton of people in the Starbucks line. I will say, it was funny because anytime we would be around locals and they'd be like, is it cold outside? I'd open my mouth to say, yes, it's freezing outside. And another local would be like, no, it's so warm. It's 40 degrees. It's 35 degrees. It's so warm outside. And I'm sitting there, yeah. Apparently for them, that's warm. I was freezing the entire time, unless you were in the Vogue expo, in which case it was boiling hot. And of course everyone's wearing their knitwear and just sweating profusely, which is interesting. The other project that I took 3. So I cast this one specifically on for Vogue because I wanted to get it to a certain spot where there would just be stockinette. So very easy. This could be like a mindless project for me, and it is, but I actually didn't work on it at all. Excuse me, hiccup. But I have cast on the Nordica. No, this is not Nordica. I already have Nordica cast on. This is Codicus. This is the Codicus shawl by Caitlin Hunter. And you can see this first section is stockinette, and then you have a little bit of color work in the shawl, which I've done, and then the next section is all stockinette for quite a while. So that is ready for me to just plow down. It's very nice. It's a DK weight shawl using 4 colors. 2 of the colors you really could get away with, like if you had DK mini skeins or DK leftovers, probably I'd say 1/4 of a skein. She does give yardage and gram amounts, I believe, but it would be a good stash busting shawl for any DK sweater leftovers as well. Maybe use 1 or 2 full skeins and then use some scraps or leftovers. That might be a good idea. Okay, and then the other project that I took has been cast on for a long time now, which is my Cuyler shawl by Isabel Kramer. But I am happy to say I did not work on, I actually took it with me because it's like, I need to get this done. And I took it with me and I did not take it out of my suitcase the entire time we were there. However, on the plane ride home, I sat down on the plane and watched 2 movies and power knitted through, where was I? About 6 inches of shawl, which is a lot. So you can see now I have a pretty nice chunk of Cuyler done. I need need to recount, but I'm thinking I only have, well, let me count right now. La-ti-da-ti-da. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I only have 6 repeats left. Yes! Before I do the little border, and then it's a little break, and then the last border and bind off. So this is seeing the end of the tunnel again. Yay! So this is the Cuyler shawl by Isabel Kramer, and I'm going to make this a priority to be working on every day now till it's done, because it will be a beautiful shop sample and just a beautiful knit. This is, I don't know if you can really see it, but this is Passport by Red Stag Fiber. Really beautiful, rich burgundy wine color. Really gorgeous. And it's on fingering. And we do have this available in the shop in case you're interested in that color. Okay. Let me move all this now into the fun stuff. So, excuse me. I have quite a haul. Hold on. I have quite a haul from Vogue. So, if you feel like you might be disappointed or you're not into seeing what other people bought, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you'll tune into our future episodes or watch some past ones. But the remainder of this episode will be just kind of a share of everything that I purchased. So, yeah. Okay, we're going to get started. Again, my apologies. Okay, so I don't even know where to start. There's so much amazingness. Let's see. Okay, first off, token cheesy New York souvenir, but it's gonna happen. I got a Starbucks mug, not knitting related whatsoever, just my New York Starbucks coffee mug. Ta-da! Okay, now on to, again, I don't even know where to begin. Let's see. I think we should start with, maybe group them by booths, shops, etc. I know. I'll start with what I got at Chelsea Yarns, which we went there the very first day, Thursday, to meet up Christina from the Chelsea Yarns. And she's such a sweet, amazing gal. Love her. So be sure and watch her and Miriam, the Chelsea Pearls, on their podcast, the Chelsea Pearls. So I got, hold on, I will be back. I have to dive down. It's down here. Hold on. Part of it. There's another part of it. No, that is not. Okay, hold on. Gotta go to the other side. Aha. Nope. Yes. Nope. Nope. No. Nope. That was mine. No. Haha. Okay. This, and this. Where's the pin? There we go. There's a pin in there. Okay. Ta-da. So, at Chelsea Yarns, I picked up, of course, the Chelsea Yarns pin. If that focuses in for you. Because we have to add to our pin collection. And when you're at Chelsea Yarns, you have to pick up Chelsea Luxe, which is the yarn that Christine herself dyes up in the store. And so for myself, I picked up 3 skeins of her Luxe single, which is a superwash 100% merino single ply. And I got 3 coordinating colors. I may do the 3-color cashmere cowl by Hohilo Catelli. I may do something else, but these are my colors. So you have right here, this is charcoal, which almost is like a charcoal color, but with almost a little bit of a blue undertone. And then favorite leather boots, of course. It's kind of one of her signature colors. And then this one is called Sandstorm. It's a new color that she used in her Nordica that she has in the shop sample. It's very, very pretty. It's like a taupe with speckles of the charcoal. It's very, very pretty. So I got those 3. Then I also picked up let's see what I want to do. I also picked up in DK a skein of eucalyptus leaves. This is going to be a gift. And a skein of the Chunky in Chelsea Party. Or this isn't chunky. What is this? This is the Buxom. Luxe Buxom. So it's a single ply Chelsea Party. Also a gift. And then this, I picked up some Hue Made. Also DK. This one, her color is Homer at Sea. And it's this beautiful deep, deep indigo speckled with orangey kind of amazingness. Speckled mustard color. And then, because I've heard so much about it, I just had to squish some myself. I picked up Clinton Hill Cashmere. Now, I'm not quite decided what I'm going to do with this. I just got the 2 balls. And this is the Bespoke, which I believe is the worsted weight. But I'm thinking maybe doing some sort of a hat in this. It's jet black and then like a light gray. Maybe some sort of a striped or colorwork type hat, possibly. It's just so amazingly soft. It is 100% cashmere. So, project yet undecided. Then I got the cutest little project bag called 65 South. And it's just this really cute little baby project bag tote combo with little thin leather handles. And it's just so cute. You can stash some yarn in it. Ta-da! It's just super cute. So, that is what I snagged at Christine's Chelsea Yarns. Met some wonderful people there. Andre, the lady who works there with Christina. Miriam wasn't there, but I did kind of in passing see Maria's daughter. Can't get words right. Miriam's daughter going on a coffee run, which is funny. Because I'm like, I know who that is. Fangirl. So, yeah. if you're ever in Red Bank, New Jersey, or have a couple hours to kill and you're around the Newark airport area, just take the New Jersey Coast train down to Red Bank, and she's about a 13 to 15 minute walk from the train station. She was so sweet and actually picked us up from the train station, but then we walked back because we were going to grab some lunch and walked back to the train, and it ended up pouring down rain on us, so that was interesting. But we survived, even though there was 2 trees on the train track, which made for an interesting train back into the city. Okay, so yes, her shop is amazing, super cute vibe. She has lots of people just hanging around and knitting in the back. She has this little cozy communal table set up. She's just got amazing display. There's full of light and brightness in her shop. It's just so cute. Okay, back to haul. So then, let's see. So that was Thursday. There wasn't really anything going on Thursday night. Friday, I took my class with Stephen West. And then, excuse me. Then Friday night, the expo opened. So I'm just going to start pulling things out and showing you, because as far as trying to figure out when and where and who and what and why and everything, it's going to be too hard, and we'll just end up wasting time. So since I'm talking about Stephen West, let me show you some stuff. So his new book came out, Hybrid Knitting, which is really cool. So if you've seen the big book, it's a lot smaller. It's more project bag size, full of patterns. And I'll say the patterns in here are perhaps to some people more wearable than his normal patterns, because the colors are a little more toned down, and of course you can make them crazy colors or you can make them not crazy colors. So for example, there are these really simple hats but with a unique stitch pattern. You could make them crazy and stripy, or you can, keep them one color. Same with like this sweater. You can keep it very simple, black and white, or you can do, which is also this front cover sweater, you can do crazy colors and lots of them, or just 2 colors, or all sorts of stuff. And he signed it for me. Yay! So that was so awesome. And I did go ahead and pick up the West Knits Best Knits book, because I did not have a copy of that. It's a hard copy. I have the ebook from Ravelry, but make a nice little coffee table book. Then I picked up, he had a little project bag, West Knits are the best knits, which is super cute. This is nice. This is like just a little, throw in 2 or 3 skein, cinch it up, cotton tote. Excuse me. And then a bigger tote bag in gray, West Knits are the best knits. So, I also got some pins from him. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Some of them. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So, West Knits are the best knits pin. Keep on Knittin' Kitten. And Brioche It Up Pup. Super cute. So, I will say that's the one thing I went into Vogue knowing I wanted to try and get a bunch of, which was pins. Scoring all of the pins. Okay. Again, no particular order. The other thing that I knew I wanted to snag was some Shelly Can awesomeness. And I will say I did not think I wanted... It was actually, I wanted one of her sweatshirts, but Friday when we went, they didn't have the Yarn Snob, and that's really kind of the one I wanted, was either the Yarn Snob as a t-shirt or a sweatshirt. They didn't have that, which is fine. And so I thought, I'm just going to get this, which is the Yarn Snob coffee mug, and call it a day. So it's real pretty. It's kind of like navy and green and more my colors. And then I got sucked into the frenzy of Vogue and picked up Yarn Snob pin in white. Now, yes, I already have a Yarn Snob pin, but it's red, I think, or black. And then I had to get her Vogue pizza slice and yarn pepper and cheese shakers. I don't know if you can tell here, but the pizza slice has stitch markers and like yarn balls as toppings. It's really cute. And might as well get the giant Vogue Knitting Live tote, which is actually an amazing tote bag. So you can put your pins like toppings on the pizza, but the cool thing about the bag, can't really see inside, but where you put the pins, she has this like heavy duty pocket that she's put so the pin backs won't snag any yarn or anything that you put in there, which is really neat. And then there's other pockets that you could really use on the side. So that's super cool. And it's a massive bag. So that was fun. And then also picked up a sticker. Did I get anything else from her booth? I think that was it. I got other Shilly Can pins, but they were from the booths that they were designed for, kind of thing. Yeah. Okay, so then the other thing, I got a lot of bags, actually. I picked up a Sandy by the Lakeside bag. I'm going to go ahead and open this. This came from the Nice and Knit booth. And this was her Vogue. This was the large, I believe. So it's this really nice black denim and then a little bit of sparkly denim linen. I think it's more linen. And her signature by the Lakeside tag, little handle. And then she has this cute little tassel and scissor charm. So I like this because it is a sweater size quantity kind of tote. It's nicely ironed and it's fully lined with like a gingham, so it's nice and light and bright. You can find what you need. No pockets, nothing to clutter up the inside, which is nice. So this is actually my first Sandy by the Lakeside bag, and I'm super excited. So I got that. So we're at, okay, I got the 2 West Knits bags, Sandy by the Lakeside bag, and Shilly Can bag. So that's 4 bags total. Keep count. Because I also got this bag from Primrose. And I forget who partnered with them to create the bag. Yeah, Mini Moon. This is a Mini Moon bag for Primrose. And it's a giant black sweater bag with this rose gold handle and a double cinch. And the cinch has like city light sparkles. It's massive. And it's a nice canvas sturdy bag. It does have 3 pockets on the inside, but it's just a huge sweater quantity bag. So picked that up. So that is bag number 5. This bag does not count in my total because this is actually for a friend. I picked up a small Sandy by the Lakeside bag in the blue multicolor for my friend Diane of the Suburban Stitcher, since she couldn't come to Vogue. So, Diane, I have your bag. Let's see. So that doesn't count towards my bag haul. Then I have... I suppose this doesn't count, but I'm going to keep it and use it, so I guess it kind of does. Nitty City, when you made a purchase, gave you this cool Lululemon-like bag with their graphics and stuff on it. And it's the nice kind of plasticky, almost like grocery sack. And see, it has their little logo. It's very Lululemon, and I love it. So I'm going to keep this. So technically that would be bag 6. Argyle Yarn Shop gave me this with my purchase, which is actually also a really nice bag. Zips into a canvas tote with little pockets. It's about the size of like a fringe bag, so it's really nice. Again, so this is bag 7. 7, right? I think so. Magpie. With my purchase, I got a tote. The nice thing about this tote is it has this hard bottom, so it holds its shape. I mean, it's like hard. Nice big yarn tote. It was great for shopping and hauling around purchases. So that's number, what now, 8? This was not given to me. This I found. And as soon as I spotted it, I let out an audible gasp, grabbed it, and clutched it. The lady behind me did basically the same thing. And then when Josh is standing by in there, is that a bag? Granted, this was the last day, so I'd already had all 7 bags. And the lady behind me, she said, "That's not a bag. That is the bag." Yes, random lady at the yarn festival behind me. It is the bag. This is the Fringe Supply Town Bag in black. And it's mine. It's so cool. So, yes, there's mohair all over it because it was right next to white mohair, but I don't care. It's mine. It's a fringe field town bag. And it's so perfect. So that's bag number 8 in case you're counting. Or is it 9? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, that is 8. And number 9 really isn't a bag as much as it is an accessory roll. I got the collaboration between Atomic Freedom Bags and Magpie needle case. This, when I saw it on, I think it was Rachel from Spin Cycle's Instagram, I was like, that looks really cool. And then I saw it in person. So you open up the little buckle. And at this point you may be thinking this is just a normal needle case. Kind of, but no. This is all made out of super durable wax canvas. This here, it's all made in the US, is a zipped up little pouch so you can put stitch markers, notions, accessories, extra cords. And then you have all of these pockets here. So you can go from ultra small, short tips and long tips, which is the best, to ultra fatties on this side, so your 17s, whatever. You have pockets for cords, and then you have giant pockets for fixed needles to go in the back as well. So, yes, I am in love with this. And later today, I will be combining all of my random little chagus and my other chagu sets into one amazing case. And the nice thing is the closure is extra long, so this thing can be really fat and it will still close. Unlike some other cases that once they reach a certain point, you can't really close them again. So, I believe that's all the bags. Let me see. I think so. Oh, yes. Yeah. This is something else. Okay. Excuse me. I also got okay. So at Argyle Yarn Shop, they were right across from Primrose, and so I was waiting for Caitlin Hunter at Primrose booth and started going into the Argyle booth. And I had been thinking I wanted to get some, like a black or gray hand spun or cashmere to do just a big cozy rectangular wrap. Either like the, what should you call it? Julie's wrap by Joji Locatelli, or European road trip shawl, Kigali Nights, something, a big rectangular shawl. Just a nice, plain, yet elegant wrap in a charcoal type color. I was thinking, do I want to splurge and do Clinton Hill cashmere? Do I want to get, they had the Long Island Yarn and Farm had some beautiful hand spuns. Green Mountain Spinnery had some beautiful hand spun, but I couldn't make up my mind. And then I saw this at Argyle, and it was so soft and squishy. I had to have it. Look at the size of these things. They're monster hanks. So, each one is 100% superfine alpaca, grown in the Andes at 13,000 feet above sea level. And it is charcoal. They are listing it as kind of a sport. However, what is her name? I just blacked out on her name. The owner of Argyle Yarn Shop. She's very sweet and very knowledgeable. She was saying it knits up more like, you could make it a sport, but you can also make it DK. So I think I'm just going to knit it at a tighter gauge and treat it like a heavy fingering sport. And it is 660 yards on each thing. So that gives me over 1,200 yards to do a big wrap. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna do, it's really not quite enough to do the Julie's wrap. And what I'm actually thinking is I'm gonna do the European road trip shawl by, European road trip shawl by Espace Tricot. It's a free pattern, but possibly modify the width because I won't get the same gauge that they did because they did that on a light fingering. I have to look and see how many stitches per inch and see how many I'm getting. Probably just lessen the amount of stitches that I cast on and go from there, but doing a similar shape as the European road trip shawl. It's so pretty. It's so soft. And it'll have a beautiful halo with this 100% alpaca. And look at their tag. It's so cute. It's like sheepy unicorn something or others. Okay, so I picked up that, and then I also picked up this skein of Woolen Boon, which I've had Woolen Boon before, so it's not like it's a new to me yarn, but this color is just amazing. It's called Blueberry Jam, and it's this gray with blue and purple and brown speckles. It's really cute. And then this I picked up because I had never had their yarn before, and it'll probably be a gift. Barnyard Knits. It's called Northern Lights. So that was from Argyle. Then when I went to here it is. Is that the other one I got? Oh, there we go. When I went to Knitty City, Christine had some of her yarn the first day at Knitty City, and when I went back Sunday, what is this? Oh, goodness. When I went back Sunday, she literally had 5 skeins left of her yarn. So I picked up 2. I picked up Sunday Times in Lux DK and in Hair of the Mo, because one has to have Hair of the Mo from Chelsea. And so I'm thinking I may do my Kobuk hat out of these. I think that'd be fun. And I do want to knit a Kobuk hat. So I'm pretty sure that's what that project is going to be. I did try to have ideas for everything that I purchased, yarn-wise specifically, what the project I had in mind, or if it was going to be given away as a gift. So then, while I was also at Knitty City, I saw some Julie Aslin Lezu fingering, the Fingering Simple, and that is a 90% superwash merino and 10% silk single ply. Very beautiful. And these 2 colors just jumped out. So with it having a silk content, I'm sure it'll end up being a shawl of some sort. What exactly, I'm not sure, but the colorways are Keep Me and Après la pluie. So this is Keep Me, which is a gray with tiny, tiny speckles of multicolors. And then Après la pluie, which is this smoky teal. Just a very pretty color combination. Totally selfish knitting, some sort of shawl. But yeah. So that was what I got from Knitty City. Well, I also picked up some pins from Knitty City. Let me see if I can find those. Yeah. I, of course, got the Knitty City pin. And they had this cute llama carrying a basket of, well, it looks like lemons, but whatever. I'll call it yarn. Let's see. Oh, random, but when I went to Christina's yarn shop, Chelsea Yarns, I also ran into Delphinia, who is actually not named Delphinia. Her name is Sophie, but she has become known as Delphinia. And she gave me one of her pins, which is super cute. 2 little sheeps with lots of yarn and knitting rolling around in a car. Super cute. Let's see. Here. Move my yarn. My luggage of yarn. Let's talk about this. Another company that I've only ever seen online. This was my first time to see their yarn in person. Was Destination Yarn. And I picked up 2 of their Vogue exclusive yarns. I picked up Brooklyn and Cityscape. So these are the 2 yarns. Don't know what I'm going to do with them, but they do seem very nice. I love this color combo. This one is Brooklyn. This one is Cityscape. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I also got this pin from Nitty City, which is super cute. Oh, and I got this pin from Argyle Yarn Shop. They gifted that to me. Then I picked up cat sandwich fibers. I picked up boyfriend hoodie. And this one called Cookies. It's so vibrant, you guys. It's just, Josh was like, what are you going to make with that? And I said, I honestly have no idea. This one just has to come home with me. So I really don't know what I'm going to do with these, but they'll be added to my collection. Then I went to Brooklyn General. And there I got into a little bit of trouble. Let's see. Oh, I also got a cat sandwich pin. Well, I have a Brooklyn General. No, I didn't get the Brooklyn General pin. Okay. Anyway. Brooklyn General's where I found my town bag on the last day. They did not have them any of the other days, but on the last day they had them. But on the first day, I went to that booth multiple times because they changed up what they had every day, which was amazing and very smart on their end. Because you only have so much room in your booth, and it gets people coming back. You may have noticed where'd my book go? The shawl pattern on Ravelry by Westnitz called Slumber. I think it's called Slumber. Hold on. It's in his new book. Yep, Slumber Shawl. It's this one here, this gray and orange. So it is knit out of La Vie de Me. He did Aran weight. And the exact colors he used were quail, grello, and then Yellow Brick Road and Yellow Brick Road Graffiti. Well, they didn't have quite that same combo, and I didn't really want an Aran weight shawl. So I'm doing mine out of DK and doing a very similar color palette. So I have Patagonia, Grello, Golden Ochre, and Yellow Brick Road Graffiti. So yes, I have La Vie de Me. Got to meet Amy and get my picture with her. And I'm going to have a gray and yellow shawl, which is going to be so awesome. So I'll just adjust needle size down. And yeah, that'll work for this. Then, oh my gosh, we're already at almost an hour. Also from their booth, I say they, Brooklyn General, I picked up, we are getting close, guys, bear with me. I picked up Lichen and Lace in Cole. This is her Rustic Heathered Sport, which is 100% Canadian wool, 215 yards. It's very rustic wool, Lichen and Lace. I picked up 3 of them so I would have a little over 600 yards so I could do a shawl of some sort. I'm thinking something similar to like a hipster, not another hipster necessarily, but something like that in this rustic wool. And then this I bought purely because of the name. It's true. This is Farmer's Daughter's Fiber. Of course, I love this colorway. It's like my colorway. It's taupe and gray with black speckles. And the name is Sam Elliott. Yeah. So it's perfect. It's really funny because they had piles of this next to just a printed out picture of Sam Elliott, which was hysterical. And of course, all the ladies were like, oh, I have to have this. I just love the color. It's so pretty. And this is her Juicy DK, just 100% merino DK. Make a nice hat. As I poke myself with the label. Make a nice hat. Or a cowl. Okay, that is it from Brooklyn General. Then I swung by Mayak and snagged up the worsted weight baby yak, 100% baby yak in the colorway Lazy Day, which is like a smoky navy. This, it would be enough to do, basically this is, let's see, 125, 250, this is 625 yards. So, I have enough to do a small shawl, worsted weight. So, I may do a hipster out of this. They had kits done up for hipster, and this is the original yarn that is used for the hipster, not the same color obviously, but it's the same yarn. Let's see, then I stopped by the, what's it called, Starlight Knitting Society. Their booth was super cute, and they had 6 and 7 fiber, and so I got, on both of these are her barley base, which is 100% merino fingering, and this is Merry People. This is a gift. This is a beautiful green. And Matthew and Marilla. Beautiful kind of grungy blues and speckles. And then at the Primrose booth, I did, of course, have to get some primrose. And I have a primrose pin here somewhere. Here we go. Twill and Print did a primrose pin. And then I picked up this. This is actually going to be for my mom. This is Primrose's Marquess, which is her MC and DK base. And I got her this beautiful fade. So this is called Hard to Handle. And then these are both labeled as Southern Belle, but they are wildly different, as you can see, so they're going to fade beautifully into this. And 2 last things. Well, no, 3. So when I went to the Knitting Place booth for the second time, I got to meet Lisa and Melissa of Espace Tricot, and Lisa was so kind. She gifted me a Espace Tricot pin, which I'll proudly wear, and I'll open this up so you can really see it. This is the Espace Tricot little project bag tag. It's a little carabiner. So awesome. Let's see. Okay, then went to Katrinkle's booth and picked up the Vogue stitch markers. And then she did a pin stitch marker combo collaboration with Shelly Can. So that's a pin with detachable stitch markers, which is kind of cool. And got the Vogue mini gauge. And oh, this was a pin gifted to me by, I believe her name was Katarina. She owns a yarn shop in Denmark, and she was sitting next to me at the Stephen West show. But lastly, this is my only sweater quantity. But this is from Magpie Fibers. First off, I got their Magpie Feather Progress Keeper, their collaboration with Shelly Can, and then their regular Magpie pin. My pile here is going nuts. So I picked up this color. This is the Swanky DK. So this is a merino cashmere nylon base. And I picked up, what did I figure out? 1,500 yards. So I can do just about any DK weight sweater. In the colorway London Rain. So you can see it's this taupey gray with kind of a green, olivey green, and teal speckles. It's just gorgeous. Oh. That's going to be a wonderful sweater. Now, as far as exactly what sweater pattern I'm going to do, I don't know. I have yet to decide. But with 1,500 yards, I have options in DK. So, that is officially everything that I got while at Vogue. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and seeing this, excuse me, hysterical amount of yarn that I have. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to this podcast. And I do hope that you'll tune in to our future episodes. If you're not already a subscribed viewer, that you will subscribe and check out our normal episodes, which will resume next week. On our normal episodes, I review works in progress, patterns that have inspired me, patterns that we may be knitting at the shop news and details of events that are going on, trunk shows, things like that, and just general happenings in our little knitting community. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope we'll see you again soon. If you have any questions on where to follow us, it will scroll at the end, but you can always find us at The Modern Skein on Instagram. And if you want to follow myself personally, it is at Mrs._Sharon_Graff, Graff. And our website is themodernskein.com. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. Or, it's not weekend, it's Monday. Have an amazing rest of your week, and have a great day. Bye-bye.